We'll now discuss about looping constructs for and while. So here to begin with, I am just discussing this for you. When we want to loop through a set of things, such as a list of words, the list in a file, the lines in a file, or a list of numbers, we can use for statement. Since the for loop is looping through a known set of items, it runs through as many iterations as there are items in the set. The syntax is for variable in sequence, body of the for loop. So here I have given one example. I have initialized the list fruit with apple, banana, orange, grapes, berry, jackfruit. Okay, now I am using this particular for loop to take each of the element of this list fruit and I'll print it. So look at this for I in fruits. So list fruits contents item, I have given say first item, second item, that's why I used j here, variable j here. But here actually the thing is, it takes each of the element of the list fruit and assigns it to I. Okay, let me run this program and so that it could be very clear. So here list fruit contains item 0, that is I am printing the value of j also, that is the value of j initially is 0, so it is printing 0 here, and then it is printing the value which is taken into I. What is the first value taken into I? That is apple. So it is printing apple, then j is equal to j plus 1, so it will represent the second element, that is banana here. So list fruit contains 1 banana, because I start with the j value as 0. So the third value, that is orange, is taken and assigned to I again, and it is displayed. Similarly grapes, berry and jackfruit. So what I mean to say in this particular program is, for I it takes the value as apple, the next value is banana, next value is orange, next grapes, next berry, then the last jackfruit. Once all the list items are exhausted, then the for loop is terminated. Now next what I have is, I have created one more list here, list 1, which has got integer values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what I am doing in this case, I am just adding the values of this list. So I want to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Okay. So again I am using here for loop. Prior to that I have initialized a variable sum is equal to 0. For I in list, you can just look at this particular syntax. I should use what? For the variable here I have used I in, then list 1, whatever list I am going to access, then terminated by colon. And what I have got here, in this particular for loop, and this is the indentation, I have got only one statement, sum is equal to sum plus I. So it takes a value of I as 1 initially first, then it adds in the second iteration, it takes 2 as the value, in the third iteration it takes 3 as the value, in the next iteration it takes 4 as the value, next iteration it takes the 5 as the value, next it takes 6 as the value. So here we finally I have just displayed this particular value of sum, that is 21. So in this case also indentation of the statements are very important. So in this particular for loop, this print and j is equal to j plus 1 are in this same indentation, that is these two statements belong to this for loop, it means. Okay, so this is how we should be very careful about the indentation. So let me now look at one more loop concept, that is while loop. Again I have used one simple program here. So while statement is an indefinite loop, because it simply loops until some condition becomes false. So here I have initialized the value of n is equal to 0 while n is less than or equal to 9. So here again you can just look at this. I have terminated this particular statement with the colon. So print the value of n n is equal to n plus 1. So initially what is the value? 0, and what happens then? It increments till the value of n becomes less than or equal to. When the value of n becomes 9, the loop terminates. So let us run this particular program. So you can just look at this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So once the value of 9 reaches, once the value of n reaches 9, then the while loop is terminated. So the last two statements are just printed here. So here also again indentation is very important. So this print at n is equal to n plus 1 belongs to this particular while loop. So these two statements makes the body of the while loop. Okay, now let us proceed with continue, break and pass statements. Continue statement continues with the next iteration. Break statement breaks out of the for or while loop, and pass statements in Python is a null operation. So let's straight away execute the program, and we'll see how it works. So I have here, I'll execute this program. So it is checking each and every statement in this. So here I have declared one list vegetables which has got three elements: onion, potato and gobi. So first of all I am going to check with the continue statement for item in vegetables. So it takes each of the element of list onion and assigns it to item, and we are checking here if item is equal to potato, then I am just printing inif and continue. So what it will do, if suppose item is equal to potato, it will continue with the next iteration. Fine. So if it is not potato, it just prints in else and prints that particular item. Okay, so let's see how it is doing here. So continue statement. So what is the first element? First element is onion. So for item in vegetable, so onion is taken and assigned to item. It checks whether item is equal to potato. No, it's not potato. So it skips this if statement, that is the body of this particular if statement, and it comes to else here. It prints in else. Look at this, it is printing that, and it prints item. What is that? Onion. Why? Because the first element onion is assigned to item. What is the second element? Second element is potato. So the next iteration of for loop begins. The second element is potato. Potato is assigned to item. So now item is equated. Checks with now if condition checks whether the value in item is equal to potato. In this case it is yes. So it just prints in if and it continues with the next iteration. In the next iteration, the value, that is the gobi is the last element in this particular list vegetable. It is assigned to item, and now item has the value as gobi. Now gobi is compared with potato. No, it is not that. So when it comes to else, and in else what happens? It prints in else and it prints gobi. So what does continue statement do? It continues with the next iteration. Okay, so now next what we are going to see, we are going to look at the break statement, how it works. So what it said, break statement breaks out of for or while loop. So here again the same list is considered, which has got onion, potato and gobi as its elements. So for item in vegetable, it takes the first item. What is that? Onion. So the value of item is onion. If item is equal to potato, since the value of item is equal to onion, doesn't match, so it will not enter this if body of the if loop. So it comes to this else part and prints in else and onion. Okay, the next iteration comes. In the next iteration, the value potato is assigned to item, and if item is equal to potato, in this case yes, it matches. So it prints this particular statement, that is in if, and it breaks. breaks, that is, it breaks out of the for loop altogether. So it will not continue with the next iteration. Now the last statement, what I am going to tell you, what I am going to discuss is pass statement. So look at this particular example again. In this particular for loop again, in this for loop item in vegetable. So what is vegetable? Vegetable is a list which has got three elements: onion, potato and gobi. So first, in the first iteration, onion is assigned to item. If item is equal to potato, no, it is not potato. So it skips this body of the if statement. Then it comes to here, else it prints in else and item. So pass statement, in else and onion it is printing, because now it is taken in the first iteration, onion is assigned to item. In the next iteration, what happens? The potato is assigned to item. In this case, if item is equal to potato, yes, in this case item is potato, it matches. So it enters the body of this if statement. So what I have, pass, and what is this pass means? Null operation, and it just prints in if after pass. So in if after pass. Okay, so it goes to the next iteration. Again, the what is the last element here? Gobi. Gobi is assigned to item. This condition is not satisfied. This condition is not satisfied. So it will not enter the body of if loop. It comes to else part here. So else it enters the body of else statement. And what is that? In else and item. So in else and gobi. It is printed. So this is how in this program I have explained to you how continue, break and pass works.